Okay, so the other, is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
So last time we have seen the abnormalities in insertional activity and the spontaneous activity. Today we'll see the abnormal motor unit potentials. Now what happens in case of myopathies? Myopathies are myogenic disorder, lesions or myopathies when it is related to the muscle. Now MUPs are smaller in size. Why MUPs are smaller in size in case of myopathy is there is actual loss of muscle fibers. When the myopathy sets in, there is actual loss of muscle fibers. So since there are few number of muscle fibers, obviously the duration required for the impulse to reach there as well as the fiber density is going to be less. So the MUPs are going to be smaller in size in case of myopathies. In case of neuropathy or neurogenic lesion, they are larger in size. Now why does it happen is there are the units, motor units are smaller in number, meaning the alpha motor neuron, the axons are going to be smaller in number. They have to supply a large number of or whatever remaining muscle fibers. So definitely there is not going to be a lot of synchrony. So duration increases, and because there is the number of two, for example 10 people were supplying material to 100 people, so the fiber density was 1 is to 10 kind of. Now if two people are supplying to 100 people, the density increases. So since the density is going to increase, the amplitude also increases. So hence in neuropathy, the motor unit potential are larger in size and they are smaller in number, and in myopathy they are smaller in size. The number remains the same in case of myopathy. Now what is the significance of amplitude? It indicates the muscle fiber density. That's the reason I said, because in neurogenic lesion there are few number of motor units or the axons remaining or anterior cells remaining which are going to supply larger number of muscle fibers. So the fiber density increases and that's why the amplitude increases. Duration is, I had talked about it, is about the synchrony. So if there is a duration is going to be less, because if there are less number of muscle fibers in case of myopathies, the motor unit is going to be smaller, meaning the neuron is intact, axon is intact, the nerve is going to be intact, but the number of muscle fibers itself are less. So the duration decreases. Whereas in case of neuropathy, there are only few neurons which are left are going to supply at a various distance or at the motor unit or muscle fibers at various distance. So the duration is going to be more in case of neurogenic lesion. Has everyone got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Now phases. More than 5 to 15% of polyphasic. We have said that 4 phases are normal. More than that are called polyphasic. And even if they are polyphasic, if they are in less than 15%, they are going to be considered to be